North Korea recently opened the door to 2 historical meetings and also signaled its willingness to denuclearize. Let's follow this remarkable development. The issue of separated families is the most urgent humanitarian matter for the 2 Koreas. Meet separated family members and feel their earnest hope for reunion. Meet Kim Jong-un, the director of the Inter-Korean Foundation for Health and Medical Education, to learn more about his vision for a healthy reunification. Korea's demilitarized zone is swiftly gaining attention from curious tourists. Visit the DMZ and witness Korea's scars, wounds, wishes, and hopes up close. Last year, North Korea conducted more military provocations than ever before with the goal of completing its nuclear weapons program. In contrast, the regime recently expressed a willingness to denuclearize, opening the door to 2 historic meetings with South Korea and the US respectively. Let's zoom in on this political change for the Korean Peninsula. President Moon Jae-in, in a meeting with his top aides at the presidential Blue House on March 12, said the fate of the Korean Peninsula would be decided over the next 2 months, depending on the success of the Inter-Korean and DPRK-US summits.
우리가 성공해낸다면 세계사적인 극적인 변화가 만들어질 것이며 대한민국이 그 주역이 될 수 있을 것입니다.
It's a dramatic shift that was very unlikely until a few months ago. North Korea conducted a total of 17 missile launches and its 6th nuclear test last year alone. Then on November 29th, they fired the intercontinental ballistic missile Hwasong-15 and eventually declared themselves a nuclear power. Experts say the North's continuous military provocations were the impetus for dialogue.
I think our government saw that there's a kind of window opened because they wanted to, looking forward to the economic development this year, then there should be some different approach, different attitude toward all those issues surrounding the peninsula.
핵과 미사일 카드를 통해 가지고 관계 정상화, 북미 수교라든가 평화협정을 체결하는 큰 카드를 얻어내기 위한 하나의 장기적인 어떤 과정으로 지금의 어떤 행보를 가고 있다 이렇게 볼 수 있겠습니다.
Pyongyang's sudden turn toward diplomacy was hinted at Kim Jong-un's 2018 New Year's Day address.
북과 남은 정세를 격화시키는 일을 더 이상 하지 말아야 하며 군사적 긴장을 완화하고 평화적 환경을 마련하기 위하여 공동으로 노력하여야 합니다.
The air of reconciliation progressed as Kim's sister, Yo-jong, made a historic visit to the South during the Olympics as part of the North Korean official delegation and invited President Moon to Pyongyang. With that as momentum, South Korean envoys visited North Korea and reached a satisfactory agreement, including the first Inter-Korean summit in over a decade, which will convene at the end of April in the border village of Panmunjom. Kim made clear his willingness for the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, as well as heart-to-heart talks with Washington.
병진 노선, 핵무력 건설을 통해서 경제 발전, 인민들의 경제 여건을 향상시켜야 되는데 이게 안 넘어가고 있는 거죠. 제재 때문에. 제재를 해제시키기 위해서 뭔가 딜을 해야 되지 않느냐 하는 김정은의 인식 변화가 있지 않았나 생각을 하고.
Since President Trump accepted Kim's offer, the 2 heads of state will be holding their first summit meeting in May. The South Korean envoys to the north are speculated to have delivered top-secret communication from Kim to Trump.
비핵화 단계에 있어서 기존의 것을 완전히 생략하고 바로 사찰단을 수용할 수 있다. 이러한 입장을 밝힐 수도 있는 것이고 트럼프 입장에서 북미 정상회담을 바로 수락할 수 있을 정도 아주 중요한 카드였지 않나 생각합니다.
President Moon has been widely credited with the recent upturn. He has always stressed the need for a peaceful resolution of the North Korean nuclear crisis, starting with his peace initiative delivered in Berlin.
He was the one who moved forward when everybody else said, it's not going to happen. We were all pessimistic about that, but he was the one who said, we can make it. You can just, come to think of it, you can just go back to his interview with NBC that they can postpone the joint military drills during the Pyeongchang Olympic Games. And it all started from there. And then he moved forward that.
Still, President Moon credits the potential US DPRK summit to President Trump, exemplifying his trademark traits as a bridge and mediator.
사실상 그런 긴장 속에서 한국이 할 수 있는 역할이 거의 없는 상태. 그거 10년 이상 방치되어 있는 상태였거든요. 근데 일거에 그거를 두어 달 만에 완전히 전환시켰고 미국을 완전히 움직여가지고 대화를 하고 정상회담을 하겠다라고까지 완전히 태도 변화를 만들어낸 거는 그래서 역대 한국이 주도해서 판세를 바꿔본 적이 한 번도 없었는데 그 판세를 바꾼 유일한 케이스가 될 가능성이 높습니다.
There are, however, numerous variables to be considered before the two summits, including how sincerely the North will keep its commitments, notably denuclearization.
I don't really believe the U.S. is going to lift the sanctions right away, but there should be some promises afterwards, after the North Korea showed how sincere they are and how sincerely they are moving forward the denuclearization.
Upon taking the offer for a summit with North Korea, President Trump ousted Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and nominated CIA Director Mike Pompeo, a well-known hardliner, on the North Korea as successor. It's considered a symbolic move, likely to have a significant impact on the summit.
북미 간 직접 대화를 원하고 그렇다고 한다면 한국이 자체 소외될 가능성도 있거든요. 그래서 한국이 뭔가 역할을 계속해서 하고 북미 간의 어떤 정상회담을 가기 위해서 실무진에서도 한국이 좀 더 중요한 역할을 해야 되겠고 또 될 수 있으면 북미 정상회담도 한반도에서 열릴 수 있는 그러한 쪽으로 우리가 좀 유도하면 좋겠다.
The next 2 months will be crucial for the future of the Korean Peninsula and world peace with the Moon-Kim Summit in April and the Trump-Kim Summit in May. The whole world is also zooming in on the Korean Peninsula. Let's anticipate the moment when hope becomes reality. One of the biggest stories of the 2018 Winter Olympics in South Korea was the participation of North Korea and the friendly tone struck by the two countries. This optimistic move has been raising hopes for the Korean public, especially those with loved ones in the North. The last separated family reunion took place in October 2015 before inter-Korean relations were frozen. Will the inter-Korean talks next month possibly lead to the resumption of reunions? This is the Korea National Red Cross headquarters in Seoul, which mandates programs dedicated to resolving humanitarian challenges regarding the 38th parallel. It also proposed a separate round of indirect family reunions via video conference to restore family links between separated families. But unfortunately, no video meeting has taken place since 2007. As a result, this place is now filled only with posts, hoping for the next reunion to take place as soon as possible. Jointly produced by the Ministry of Unification and the Red Cross from 2005, the library has over 19,000 video messages from separated family members, greeting families in the North, and sharing memories of hometowns and relatives.
이분들이 고령이시기 때문에 지금의 모습을 담고 현재 이 어르신이 북한의 가족에게 보내고 싶은 메시지를 영상으로 담아서 10분 정도로 각각 원하시는 분들에게 다 제작을 해드리고 향후에 이것이 또 전달할 수 있게끔 준비하는 그런 활동들을 꾸준히 해왔습니다.
According to the Integrated Information System for Separated Families, some 130,000 separated family members have applied for reunion since 1988. with less than half surviving today. Also, 3,800 of them died last year alone. With the first round of displaced people visiting their homeland in September 1985, only 4,185, or 3.2% of all separated family members, have been reunited through 21 meetings. Once again, no meeting has taken place since 2015. The Moon Jae-in administration has constantly been calling for the resumption of family reunions, even during the high-level talks with the North on January 9th, which were held to encourage its participation in the Winter Olympics. However, Pyongyang demanded a precondition, which was the return of 12 waitresses from a North Korean government-run restaurant in China that entered South Korea in 2016.
우리는 인도적인 문제로 생각을 하지만 북한 당국은 이걸 뭐라고 생각하느냐? 정치적 문제로 생각을 한다는 거죠. 교류라든가 아니면 지원이라든가 이런 것을 추진하면서 그럼 이것을 보다 더 확대해 나가기 위해서는 우리 이산가족 상봉 행사라는 거 이것이 또 우선되지 않으면은 더 나아가기 어렵다고 하는 형태의 뭔가 이게 좀 그 연결시켜가면서 할 수 있지 않느냐 하는 생각이죠.
We caught up with Chun Jin-sung, a displaced person residing in Bupyeonggu, Incheon. 90 years old this year, he's from Dancheon, Hamgyeongnam-do Province, and came to the South 69 years ago when he was 22 years old.
부모들은 거기서 뭐 나올 생각도 못 하고 그냥 그러니까 너만이라도 나가 살아야 되지 않겠느냐 이렇게 해가지고 바로 2, 3일이면 다시 들어갈 줄 알고는 나온 것이 지금 70년 된 거 아니에요?
Contrary to what he believed at the time, it was not a temporary farewell, but rather a decades-long wait with no promise of reunion. Thinking of his family and relatives, Jun volunteered at orphanages and nursing homes his whole life. As a token of appreciation for his service, he was invited to the north and met his uncle near Wonsan in Hamgyeongnam-do Province, but not the entire family.
2명밖에 안 남은 거야. 2명이 남은 게 지금 거기 나온 사람이 2명만 남은 거예요. 다 벌써 이미 잡고 했어요. 그러니까 내가 그냥 아주 그냥 기쁘면서도 그냥 뼈 아픈 눈물을 흘리고 나왔지 사실은.
There's another reason why Jun is hoping to meet his family across the border. His wife, also a displaced person from the north, applied for all 21 reunion events, yet never met her family until she passed away 2 months ago.
늘 그저 자나 깨나 고향 생각만 하고 하다가 그냥 돌아가신 거지. 그 뭐 될까 안 될까 하는 저는 꼭 잘 되리라 믿습니다. 믿는 사람이 한 사람이에요.
The vast majority of the displaced people have never met their families on the other side of the peninsula since the division. For them, the government conducted DNA tests and set up a database in their gene information so their offspring can meet their future relatives even after their death. Despite the practical limits and long wait, separated families are not losing hope of meeting their kin, based on expectations that inter-Korean ties will improve through the upcoming summit.
이북도민들이 어떤 걸 바라냐 할 때는 대부분이 서신왕래를 최고 1순위로 뽑고 있습니다. 정부에서도 그런 것을 감안해서 서신왕래가 잘 되게끔 도와주는 게 어르신들의 좋은 방향이라고 생각을 합니다.
The issue of separated families is the most urgent and emotional humanitarian matter for the two Koreas, as more Asian Koreans have passed away without a chance of meeting with their relatives on the opposite side of the inter-Korean border. Time is fast running out. Hopefully, this peaceful momentum will continue so they can finally reunite with their families. The inter-Korean relationship entered a historic new phase in recent months. But even before that, one professor has been trying his utmost to improve the healthcare system in North Korea throughout the period of disconnect.
통일을 준비하는데 의료를 통한 교류는 매우 중요하다.
It's Kim Jong-un. Let's meet this doctor and professor to find out about his vision for a healthy reunification and medical care as a means to bridge the two Koreas. This is Korea University Medical Center in Seongbuk-gu, Seoul. where we caught up with Professor Kim Jong-un, busy treating patients. Previously the director of the Annam branch of the hospital, he's currently the chief of the Department of Cardiology at the Heart and Vascular Institute, and the head of the Inter-Korean Foundation for Health and Medical Education.
북한 의료인들을 잘 양성해서 그들 스스로 북한 의료의 문제점이 뭔지를 알게끔 도와주고 우리가 지원하자. 그래서 의료인을 양성하는 그런 어떤 기관 또는 병원 이런 데에 우리가 좀 관여를 해서 교육도 시키고 건강한 통일을 준비하는 그런 목적으로 그래서 재단을 설립하게 된 큰 계기가 된 거죠.
This foundation has been supporting North Korean medical talent at the College of Medicine of Pyongyang University of Science and Technology, offering all types of equipment and even educational content to improve the country's medical standards since its establishment in 2015. These days, he's focusing more on domestic activities with healthcare providers from North Korea, publishing a medical dictionary of both South and North Korean medical terminology. Why does he strive to tackle the issue of healthcare and medicine across the border?
30년 이상 뒤져 있고 참 열악하죠. 수액 세트 같은 게 부족해서 그냥 음료수 병을 이렇게 소독해서 그리고 수술 기구도 굉장히 열악하고 그런 면에서는 아마 보통의 대한민국을 사는 젊은 사람들은 도저히 상상할 수 없는 그런 의료 체제라고 할 수 있어요.
Professor Kim witnessed North Korea's poor medical care conditions 18 years ago during his visit to Pyongyang. It was an awakening moment which changed the direction of his life to contribute to developing the country's medical standards. According to the World Health Organization, North Koreans are easily susceptible to a wide range of infectious diseases, which account for 31% of deaths in the country, far higher than the 5.6% rate in South Korea. There's also a significant difference in the types of infectious diseases occurring in the two Koreas. In the north, it's mostly bacterial infections, typical infectious diseases of poverty. In the south, however, it's viral infections. The problem is these transmittable diseases may cause more serious issues after reunification.
약 70년 이상 남북한이 딱 갈라져서 환경이 달라져 있고 이렇게 해서 겪고 있는 질병 패턴도 달라지고 예를 들면 남북한의 이 젊은 사람들의 키가 너무 차이가 나요. 또 수명도 달라요. 또 앓고 있는 질병의 패턴도 너무나 달라요. 그럼 그런 걸 미리 알고 있어야죠.
Professor Kim hopes to better understand North Korea's present conditions regarding healthcare and medicine and foster talent in the field to fill the healthcare gap between the two countries in preparation for reunification. He's a step closer to his goal after establishing the first graduate program called Healthcare and Medicine for Unified Korea in 2016.
탈북자들 중에서 의료인이 있다고 그랬잖아요. 그분들이 한국에 와서 참 어렵게 왔는데 북한에서 의사하지만 한국에 와서 의사하기가 쉽지가 않아요. 면을 계속 유지하기가 그래서 지금 현재 한 20%밖에 안 돼요. 좀 제도권에서 좀 잘 품으려고 하는 노력이 있어야 돼요.
Kim Ok-shin is a student at the Healthcare and Medicine for Unified Korea program, a defector from North Korea herself. She has been a part of the historic studies for 3 years now.
90년대에 나왔기 때문에 굉장히 열악했고 간단한 소염제 정도로도 치료할 수 있는 그냥 간단한 염증인데 이제 그 약이 없어서 이제 목숨을 잃고 이런 사람들을 많이 보면서 굉장히 좀 열악한 시기에 나왔었어가지고 그래서 남한에서 이제 의료인이 된 것 같아요.
Professor Kim will be visiting North Korea again at the end of March for the first time in nearly 2 decades. With the improved inter-Korean relations as momentum, he's determined to make real change happen in the near future.
실제로 이 의료 혜택의 중요성 그리고 지금 당장 겪고 있는 아주 심한 그 병을 앓고 있는 북한 주민들을 우선 도와주는 노력부터 시작하면서 좀 조직화해야 된다. 그래서 남북질병관리본부 같은 것을 좀 체계화해서 실체화 만들어야 된다. 이런 것이 지속적으로 이야기하는 그런 내용들이죠.
Professor Kim and his colleagues are striving to do their part to help North Koreans lead healthier lives, cure the pain of the division, and ultimately for a healthy, unified Korean Peninsula. North Korea is swiftly gaining attention from the world, with US President Trump agreeing to hold a summit with Kim Jong-un. Congruently, more foreign tourists are visiting the Demilitarized Zone, or the DMZ, to get a glimpse of the scars and wounds of the Korean War. Let's visit the site to learn more about Korean history. The DMZ tour begins in central Seoul every morning. What compelled these non-Koreans to visit this tour?
My expectations for this tour are hopefully to have a good view of North Korea and to learn a little bit more about what life is like for them, and also to learn a little bit about the history of North and South Korea.
The DMZ is in a buffer zone established in 1953 when the Armistice Agreement was signed, along the north and south of the military demarcation line, 2 kilometers into North Korea and 2 kilometers into South Korea. The first destination is Imjinggak Pavilion in Pajushik, Gyeonggi-do Province, about an hour drive from Seoul. Only 7 kilometers from the ceasefire line, it is the railroad disconnection point between South and North Korea. This place is also dubbed the hometown for displaced people, due to the close proximity to the north. Here, they perform ancestral rites by bowing towards their hometowns every New Year's Day and Chuseok, Korean Thanksgiving. Behind the Mangbaedan Memorial Altar is the Bridge of Freedom, which 13,000 South Korean prisoners crossed to return home during the war.
Keeping the bridge here is unbelievable, so that we can hear the story and know what occurred here, and that we can learn from it and not resort back to the past of what happened.
We are now going inside the military area, and then on your right side is...
North Korea conducted numerous provocations even after the ceasefire in 1953. The 4 underground tunnels they built for secret forays into the south are prime examples.
But we found this tunnel in 1978. We saw...
The 3rd tunnel, in particular, was deemed to be the most threatening as an invasion tool due to its proximity to the capital, only 52 kilometers north of Seoul, or a 45-minute drive by car. Spanning over 1,635 meters in length, 2 meters in width, and 2 meters in height, it is estimated that approximately 30,000 soldiers could move through the tunnel per hour.
It's really nice to experience this firsthand, to see exactly what it looks like, and to actually see how many times the North tried infiltrating the South, to see the history, how close they are to one another.
The next stop is the Dora Observatory, at the northernmost point of the military demarcation line, where visitors can catch a rare glimpse of North Korea through binoculars. How do foreign visitors feel seeing North Korea in person? The North Korean flag catches the eye. South Korea has also its giant flag on its side, and they're known to be the tallest flagpoles in their respective countries. Although the Korean War was suspended 65 years ago, tension and peace still coexist in the area.
It's history, but it's still going on, so, and as a history major, it's just interesting and fascinating to see, and indeed, like, there's no movement, and you don't see this where we come from, at least, and it's very different. Interesting.
The last destination is Torasan Station, the only international station across the nation. It was once a route for freight trains with industrial supplies traveling into the north, but now a tourist train running once a day. The station is one of many symbols of Korea's separation, but it also reflects the hopes for a successful reunification. It's currently the last station toward the north, but it will eventually be the first one on the northern side when the railways are connected. How did the foreign visitors enjoy the DMZ tour?
It's a very interesting tour. It's very sad to see the separation between the two Koreas when obviously they should be together. I wish them the best of luck, but I'm not sure that it's going to be done in our lifetimes.
The DMZ vividly captures the scars and wounds of the Korean War, as well as the wishes and hopes for the future. Hopefully, it will turn into a symbol of peace for the Korean people sooner than we think.